Greetings, everyone. We are going into a Throne of Eldraine draft, best of one. We are on free to play 2 because we are a mere great henge away from completing 4X Mythics on our main account. And my philosophy for collection building in a free to play approach to Arena is to not draft a format on your main account in which you cannot make any collection progress, because then your returns are so diminished that you may as well tap into your side free-to-play account for some free drafting. So that's what we're doing here. Yeah, it's gonna be Henge, pack one, pick one, but it's not even this account. That's the other account. We switched off of that, and it doesn't matter. We're gonna get get that Henge just from the random packs they give us. There you go. See, I think it was just the scene. So thank you, Fiddles, for gifting that sub to Sheesh Falco and figuring out that the audio problem was just the given scene I was in. I want to mention my sponsor, Card Kingdom, before we jump into the draft, though, and I'll keep it quick. You guys have heard plenty about them. I just want you to remember that if you're buying physical Magic stuff, you should keep them into your rotation for price checking and inventory checking. See if they win your business, and if they win your business, remember that you can pay for it or get there through my affiliate link, and then you're supporting my stream as well. So if you're just someone who buys physical Magic stuff, keep Card Kingdom on your radar, and then remember little old me if you do decide to make a purchase with them. Thanks a lot. And thanks, Card Kingdom, for all your support. Let's jump in. Giant Killer, fine rare. Tappers are just good. Even, 2 mana is a lot to tap. But if you happen to be able to chop something down before you create a tapper, wow, that's good. And we didn't, honestly, if I were offline right now, I'd probably just take the Rimrock. Like, one of the things we came in here saying we're going to lean away from red. We don't want to just draft another red deck if we can help it. But I wanted to point out that you could take the strategy here of taking the Rimrock because A, it's a very good red card, and B, there's literally no other red cards in the pack. And with the way bots work, you can be seriously rewarded for A, knowing that the bots in general don't like red, so you can kind of expect to get it from the right, but also B, cutting it to the left so that in pack 2 you just get the massive hookup. So Revenge of Ravens, it is good anti-red, yes. I believe Revenge is has gone back up in value in the sense that it's good against aggro decks, and the white, green, red aggro decks all tend to be weak to Revenge. Weak, but not dead to it. Like, it's not amazing. And then, but one of the problems is black is hard to... Black has started to almost feel like a trap along with blue. That's why I kind of feel like I end up in all these Naya colors. And we have speaking of Naya, Keeper of Fables. This is basically the only good green card in the pack as far as the bots are concerned. So we could do the same thing with Rimrock and take Keeper. But actually, Giant Killer is the same way. Like, we can take, I would say we take Keeper, Giant Killer, or Eleanor. I mean, we can take any of these. I'm going to put this on a poll to start. This is also an account where we do not care about collection building, so the Giant Killer as a rare doesn't matter to us here. If you can pick up gems accidentally, fine, but it's really no motivation for me here to seek the Giant Killer for gems. I'm only looking for the best pick for our deck, and I think we can get Killer, Sir for Sir Eleonora, Revenge for Revenge of Ravens, or Keeper for Keeper of Fables. I'll put Reeve as well, if for Reeve Soul, and I'm going to leave off Rimrock because we're just trying to not go red this time if we can help it. So we're leaning away from red here, so I'm not even putting it on the poll. I kind of like Keeper or Killer. One of the Ks are the most attractive to me because we can wheel this tracker. So we can go take Keeper, wheel Tracker, or take Giant Killer, wheel Youthful Knight. Those are both likely to happen. See what chat is feeling, because I'll go either way. 11 for the killer. All right. Let's see if we do wheel that Youthful Knight on the way back. Here I like it trapped in the tower, try to wheel the Guide Mother. And if we do, what a fantastic sign that's going to be. A lot of red here, but none of it great, actually. Not so great, not so great, not so great, not so great, and not just red. Yeah, so it's heavy red, but not good red, which probably, this could be good for us. It may, because, again, the way the bots work is they look at kind of quantity. If they just, because of the nature of things, end up with a lot of red cards that aren't good, they'll still end up in red out of sheer quantity. So, oh, is Cardboard Live not working for you? Let me see if it's working for me. Oh, huh. I need a restart, I guess. Let's try that. Thanks for mentioning that, Banana. Okay, it's working for me now. Give it another try. Foreboding Fruit in black is... it's not tempting me at all, really. I don't want Foreboding Fruit pick 2. I want it pick 7, you know? But let's take Trapped and try to wheel that Guide Mother. And then here we can just take Tactician or Fireborn. If we're headed toward mono white, we might want Fireborn, but I think it's probably better to just take the Tactician and leave ourselves the option of getting into another color. Green White Adventures has been good for me, for example. And if we're trying to avoid red, if we take Fireborn, it's basically a mono color. So I'm just going to take Tactician. Super solid. Super solid, super safe. Now we got a Youthful Knight, but then a very late Sir Conrad. So now we take a flyer on the Sir Conrad and see if we go Black-White Knights. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm behind on my box. Like, Mama, did you have a box move? I'm going to do the Vandal. We're going to take Sir Conrad first, then I'm going to offer up the requested Vandal, and then maybe Mama can remind me of what box move I'm supposed to do. Uh-oh. It's like having odd issues again. Let me try. What if I do it from here? Did it work here? Sorry, I owe you one. I'm having issues with my memes, unfortunately. So, I would have to give people IOUs on the meme machine, it looks like. Well, let me try a different meme just for science here. And for that purpose, I'll use this one. Yeah, technology. I don't even know, folks, like why out of the blue, randomly, for no reason of anything I've done, Ice Baby meme stops working and the other ones keep working. I don't know. Let's get back to this pick. Ooh, Outmuscle. Late Outmuscle. There's Sir Conrad that we were attracted by there, but we could take Foreboding Fruit to follow through on the Conrad pick. Or just an outflank. Probably just outflank, right? Or Outmuscle, one of the outs. Oh, I think I'll pull this one. This is interesting because we can go flank for outflank, fruit for Foreboding Fruit, or muscle for Outmuscle. I think there's outflank is probably the maybe one of the weaker ones, but it's in the color we just absolutely know we're going to be in at this point. So outflank is probably safest. Outmuscle has the least. It's the first green card, but it's the best. So that's kind of it's like, I think the power ranking is like outmuscle, outflank, but I don't think that necessarily means it's correct to take the outmuscle. People want to be safe, take the flank. Okay. Looks like we're in the right place. Maybe we can go, although, you know, if we had taken the outflank, we could consider the Paladin, but I think we'll just keep on the mono-white train here. Guide Mother might be better, but Shepherd is tricky and is the uncommon. And what I really like about Shepherd in these heavy trick decks is, like, you can bounce your adventure creature back mid-combat for the combat trick side of it. It's really a fun way to play and pretty powerful. So I'm going to take the Shepherd Here we can just grab a Cauldron. We end up being mono white. Mono white is scary because if you run into an Archon, you're kind of just done for. So actually Scalding Cauldron is nice because it's something that can deal with that pro white flyer. And this isn't good enough to worry about taking here. Foxy, yes. I want the Fox. If we end up mono white, I'll even play some Hengewalkers, but Flutterfox slots right in. Fine pick 8 here. And the tracker came back as expected, but the unfortunately the Youthful Knight did not. I'm going to take the tracker over this Scarecrow. Well, I guess if we're mono white, we could even take the Grange. I don't think... It seems unlikely that we're going to head towards tracker from here. So it's more likely we're going to be mono white than green white, I think, so I will take the Grange. Let's see if we can take no red cards. Here's another Grange, but I'm just going to take another Scaldron, because if we are mono white, we would play 2 Scaldrons pretty easily, especially with the Flutterfoxes. Yeah, not much black, so maybe Sir Conrad. I don't know why Sir Conrad was there in the pack, but maybe it was not any kind of sign for us, and that we're really just into... Okay. I hear you, bots. I hear you, magic gods. Thank you, thank you. Guide Mother did not wheel. That's true. Maybe Squire will. Guide Mother has been a... Although, yeah, would have been a nice sign if the Guide Mother had wheeled, because then we would feel... Wow, coming up, Millhouse. Look at this. Contender. Like, we could even make an argument for the Contender with Tactician and the Circle of Loyalty. Scaldron, Trapped, Tactician, Casket, and Contender would all be nice for the deck. I better pull this one. This is crazy. We're going to look at Contender, Casket, and I'll talk through what I'm thinking. Tactician and Tower. I don't think we're going to take Scaldron. We're going to try to wheel that. But let's do that. I'll look at Curve. I don't think we quite have, although we have Circle of Loyalty, like the Contender is really appealing, but it's... I don't think we're going to be dense enough to actually even necessarily find knights on top. So as appealing as this looks, which is probably not this. This, again, looks like the safe pick to me. But removal is removal. And I think I would take Casket over Tower. So then it becomes Casket versus Tactician for me. We have a Tower. We have a couple Scaldrons. We have an outflank. I think we probably just want the Tactician out of this pack, even though the removal is real. It's just we have some removal already. Contender. So there's the Contender wins the voting. Let's see what we really think about that, because my problem is so we have to have a knight on the we have to have another knight on the battlefield, and then we need to find another knight in the top 5. And now the floor here is a 3/3 for 3, so our floor is pretty decent, right? I want to acknowledge that, but I do think it's somewhat like. I think it's pretty likely that this is going to say know what the bottom 5 cards of your library are. Right, that's the thing. So we're low, but the floor is high enough on it that I understand why you would want to vote for it, because a 3/3 for 3 is a fine place to start, right? Everything else there is just bonus if you get some of the if you find a knight with it. But this just feels like pretty much where we want to be. So I'm gonna take the Tactician. That was a hard pick. Lots of good stuff for us there. Here we could take Ritual and try and wheel this TLK. Basically, we want, or we can take this. You know, we're going to be a 3/6 for 4 is that's a knight. Isn't the worst if you know you're going to be doing it. Probably not doing this at this point. I'm going to continue just trying to not be red here. You're probably right that maybe the correct thing to do is to take the red card in case we want to play a little bit of red. But we came in saying let's try and not be red, so I'm just going to honor that. Yeah, let's take the Paladin and wheel the Ritual. Here's another Pally. I saw a white adventure creature, and I was hoping it was a Squire. It was not. But we'll take a Banner. Banner's perfect for mono decks. Here's another Squire. Here's a Squire that I was hoping that I saw the adventure creature last time, but we'll just take this Trapped in a Tower. Pretty weak, of course, to Guide Mothers, but we'll take another Trapped and see what we can do about picking up some of these. I do love me a Silver Flame Squire, so we'll keep a lookout. Flutterfox for the pretty reliable 2/2 flyer versus the 2/1 first strike. In case we end up with some more Knight synergies, I mean, we have Circle of Loyalty, but yeah, we'll take Youthful Knight because it helps cast the Circle of Loyalty. A couple of lances have gone around, but they're nowhere near us. We'll take this crappy Knight and try not to play it. We got a whole other pack to try and find some alternatives. Pathlighter, pretty obvious here. It's not a Knight, but turning all of these adventure creatures and hopefully more adventure creatures to come. Tacticians being a 3/4 flyer for 3. Sign me up. All right, Squire came back. Get in our deck. Wow! We made this hard choice to take, this really difficult choice to take Tactician over Casket or Tower, and they both wheel. Okay. We're in the right colors, right color, folks. And yeah, I'll take Casket number 1 over Tower number 3 for sure. Here's the ritual we wanted to wheel. Got all the white cards back. I don't think we're going to play this. I guess we'll take Vault Progress. Vault Progress. Oh. I don't know what I've done right today. I don't know what I've done right today. But this is the weirdness. I mean, this is frankly what people don't like about this drafting. Right? Yeah, we could literally run this. Like, I don't like the Prophet very much. But this is totally a 2-pack deck. This deck right here is fine. It's not amazing, but this is fine. We want to upgrade Knight of the Keep and pad out our playables, but wow. And then we get this, where the only white card in the pack is a Shining Armor. That's kind of crappy. We could take a Jousting Dummy, but it's going to wheel. I'm not, like I said, this isn't necessarily about rares or anything. And we don't, this account has 0 Castle Lochthwain, so it doesn't do anything much to take it. That's the thing, it's not even really a gem pick. So I suppose, yeah, we should consider a possible splash. And I suppose maybe we would end up splashing the Foulmire Knight, right? And we can wheel this dummy. So yeah, I'll take the Foulmire Knight. And we'll wheel the dummy. Another Scaldron. I'm just going to take the Guide Mother here. I don't want to risk it not wheeling. We've seen the Guide Mother doesn't always wheel. Oh, here, Leo, well, let me start. It would help if I updated my info, and then you would be able to see by looking at the screen that we are on Free-to-Play 2. We are in Eldraine Best of 1, and of course we are 0-0 at the moment. Yeah, so let's take Guide Mother, maybe wheel the Brute. I'd play the Brute here, I think. Although we don't have a lot of ways to pump it, which is kind of my decision point. Wow, the white has been really weak so far in pack 3, but maybe that's just offsetting the strength we've seen from it so far. Just trying to make sure is there any way we're splashing here? Probably not. I think we're mono white. I'll take the Unicorn, even though it's not great. Passing a lot of eggs, but I don't see, unless we were trying to play the all that glitters and actually up our artifact count, I don't see why we would. I don't think we want eggs. We just want to, yeah, we take the Casket. Wow. Guess what, Lyndon? You have a home here because you are a 3/3 for 3 colorless mana. I don't even care what else you do. Wow, nice! Bring on the mirror. And a Youthful Knight? Oh boy. The dummy came back as expected. Scaldron came back as we hoped. Gingerbrute came back as we hoped. Lash, whatever. Not playing that. Not playing Scarecrow. All right, well, good news, everyone. We have cuts. And 40 on the grind. I think we got Circle before and crafted up on circles. I'm gonna do this. Let me, gosh, gotta start cutting. Probably 2 Scaldrons given the rest of our removal suite. Not playing the Knight. Not playing these. All right, well, that trims it down at least pretty quickly to some think about it. Probably can cut this Paladin. And we'll look at 17.9 right now with, we can also cut 1 land here for sure. So we just need a couple more cuts. Yeah, we can cut Gingerbrute. I think you're right. It also doesn't, you know, doesn't get a point from the banner, that kind of thing. Our Knight count is 5, which is not as high as we'd like, but really our only Knight synergy is reducing the cost of Circle of Loyalty, which we would play as a 6-mana artifact. So, unless I'm missing something, am I missing anything? Yeah, this is, so our Knight count isn't super important, but, you know, if we can get Circle of Loyalty to be 4 or 5 mana, obviously that helps, especially if we're going to run 16 land. Yeah, we could cut Dummy as well, given that Knights don't matter that way and has the same problems. And then, what are we looking at? 15-9? Yeah, maybe that's right. The bots made it pretty clear that we could have all the white cards, so we took them. That's basically what happened. These kind of play like 3s in a lot of ways. So I think our curve kind of looks more like this when you consider how we're going to play these Silver Flames. I think I like this. We could add back a creature, like we could put a Lonesome Unicorn or a Paladin in and cut one of our removal spells. We have Outflank. Technically, Giant Killer is kind of a removal spell, but I'm not going to count it for our purposes here. It's possible we have, like, that 2 Caskets is too many. Because Casket, Cauldron, and Outflank all tend to get smaller stuff, so there could be a good argument for, like, reducing down to 1 Casket and bringing in another generic creature. Yeah, cutting artifacts does make Fox worse, but it's not... I don't think you can get hung up on running an artifact just because it helps the Foxes if it's not good on its own. I mean, look, let's do our count of current Fox enablers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 as it is. You know, like, you could cut the Cauldron or the Casket and it's not going to have a huge impact on... Yeah, and also, again, I like having at least 1 Cauldron. I like feeling like I have an answer to an opponent's Archon. But maybe that's a little too conservative or too specific to be worried about. But it is nice to have color. When you're mono, it's just nice to have colorless removal. You know, Fox is going to fly often. That's my whole point. The foxes are mostly going to be in the air, even if we were to cut. Even if we go down to 6, they're likely to be in the air. So I like this. I'm just going to try this first. And I'm going to go done. Go back in. And let's see. What are we calling this? Queen of the Plains. Queen. No, I'm not going below 16. I don't care about what other weird experiments other streamers are trying. Virtual vanilla. Let's see if I can find a virtual vanilla. Here. Silverflame Squire is a virtual vanilla. Well, no, the Knight of the Keep is a vanilla. Do you know the? So I'll explain the name really quick. So, well, there's a debate about whether an actual vanilla is a virtual vanilla. I think it's silly. Of course, an actual vanilla is not a virtual vanilla. It's just a vanilla. So, this is a vanilla creature because it has no rules text, right? That's what vanilla means in Magic. No rules text. This is a virtual vanilla because it has rules text. The on alert side clearly makes it not vanilla. However, once it has spent a turn on the battlefield, it acts like a vanilla. It sits like a vanilla. It becomes a vanilla creature after it enters the battlefield and you untap. So virtual vanillas are not vanillas, but they play like them after their initial board impact or whatever. So that's what that's about. Yeah, I'll do a par poll. Let me get started here, though. Par poll is asking if we were to play this event with this deck 1,000,000 times, what would our average win count be? Well, 3 planes would be perfect, but I'm not going to come plane. And another situation of, do we want to go with the Guide Mother? Do we want to get Guide Mother action? I'm going to go, since most of our stuff flies anyway, I'm just going to go Guide Mother on 1. Pathlighter makes me sad, though. If we had Pathlighter in the main, in the opening hand, I wouldn't have played Guide Mother because we would get a 2/2 Guide Mother when we when we eventually cast it. Here, do we offer the Fox or not? I'm going to say no. We end up with enough flying, enough ways to make the Fox fly that I'm not going to trade my effectively 2/2 flyer for their 2/2 ground dude. Interesting. I think with 2 of them, we're actually going to just cast 1 right now for no effect. Which is to say, we're not going to cast Dizzying Swoop on 1 of them. But with 5th planes in hand, what we get to do is cast a 3/4 flyer here, thanks to our friend the Pathlighter, and then next turn we get to Dizzying Swoop and cast the other Tactician. Scaldron looks like it's going to come for the Pathlighter, so we do not get another 3/4, but we'll still take the tap and the 2/3. If we done with planes, though, that would be all right by me. Oh, that was for the Curious Pair. Oh, am I? Yeah, sure, let me move over. Actually, yeah, we're not in a Planeswalker-y format, so I'll stay over here in the corner. Interesting. Bognati gets to take out one of our non-3/4s. We just have to make sure we don't get in a spot where we lose the 3/4 to the Bognati's food. Right now, we get to attack with it. And if it's not worth 1 point of damage. Let's see, 9, 8, 7, 6. If we attack with all this, they eat the tactician and they go to 5, but that doesn't do anything for us. So let's just send the tactician. Kruzica, that is Once Upon a Time by Air. And did I add it to that playlist yet? I try to keep my... Let's see if I added it to the meme playlist. Here, I need to add it to that playlist. I don't know what's going on over there. How we doing? What did Oppo do? Didn't even look. We... 1 second. Oh, skip duplicate. Okay, I did add it there. Never mind. Oh, that's a pretty good draw. We can work with that, right? Watch out that they've got the food. But let's see. If we +2/+2, this becomes a 5/6. They -3/-3, it becomes a 2/3. So it does. So unfortunately, we don't trump their food tossing. So it's a little bit awkward. And I'm going to let this time out as I think through when we... Well, Mike says, if you swing, they block the 3/4 and shrink it. You can pump the 1/1 and hit for 3+2. Yeah, maybe. And that, you think that's just enough? Actually, we can just get them, right? Yeah, we get them to 1. And then... but 1 is still not 0. And then they can block and throw food next turn. You could swing all. Yeah, I don't see a good attack here. Getting him to 1 is just not worth it, because then the Bognaughty just controls the board after that. If we attack with everything, maybe we just attack with everything, and then... No, but they have good blocks on the ground, too. So I'm going to say no attacks, and we're going to play this a little more carefully. See if we can find some extra help here. This Bognaughty and the food is bad news for us. Right, I kind of want them to start using up their food so that we can have an effective Silverflame Squire. And if they go for it, yeah, see, so we can save it. Like, I think this is better. Or do we let it go? Magic's hard. I'm gonna save it. I'm out of hourglasses. Have to decide. I'm really not sure that's correct. But there's good arguments. Yeah, keeping our flyer count up matters. Oppo just drawing straight removal non-stop is not helping our cause. And that doesn't help our cause either. Not looking good for us anymore. I really thought we were way advantaged in this game, but the Bognaughty into double food into outmuscle has been a little too much for us. So losing hope here, but not done yet. Why didn't we attack with the big tactician? Because they shrink it with Bognaughty. We try to make it big again with our Silverflame Squire, and it ends up being a 2/3 flyer being eaten by a 3/3 flyer. All right, I gotta not be salty just because I draw lands. It's frustrating, but whatever. This is how Magic plays out sometimes. Yeah, half our land, but almost half our deck, so it's like we're not even that unlucky, you know what I mean? If they can stop making food, we might have a chance. All right, Scaldron, you're late. Man, if we'd had a Scaldron for this Bognati before it got muscled, we'd be in fine shape. As it is, do we want to try and get it? I think I'm going to try and trade Scaldron and Fairy Guidemother for the Bognati, and then if we can get the Fox, well, if we can get the Fox up in the air with a different aura or enchantment or artifact later, then it becomes kind of a win condition, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Mike. We're going to do that. Just trying to think if there's if we should send other stuff. No, the Curious Pairs really hold the ground. It's almost a forced block. Like, they know something's up, but what can they do about it? They will pump Bog with Sir. I don't know what you're talking about. If they attack? Yeah, I'm not playing around that kind of stuff anymore. I think they would have behaved differently if they'd had Carver in their hand to this point. So if they'd had something like Carver, it would have been like a fresh draw. Or yeah, it might not even been possible because they would have attacked last turn. All right, you got us, Oppo. That's just too much. We need like Circle of Loyalty with an unending stream of knights here. We're done for. Well, they're at 6 life. They can't just take it forever. I think that was the theory. Although they had Once Upon a Time, so given or not, well, they had Once in Future, and given the presence of Once in Future, I am a little surprised that they did that. Oh, all right, yeah, sure. You get it. How about more land? Let's just, whatever, let's just flood out and be sad. Come on, more land. Yeah, thank you. This game. I mean... yeah, F you, Guidemother. Why, Jikerman? Explain your reasoning for running 15 lands and I'll consider it. Because sometimes we flood? That's a terrible reason, obviously. So then the question is, what... Yeah, but we have a lot of... we have a lot of adventure. Guess let's go with the knight. If something's going to eat a cauldron, I think I want it to be the knight and not the fox. And we can also try to leave up Shepherd, Usher to safety, and... Ooh, trapped in a tower against white decks is just really underwhelming. Really scary, actually. Man. That's what I'm thinking, Mike. It's just that running out of trapped this early in the game against white, I like trying to save these for alpha striking type situations. I mean, you can't really do that, but man, it is just brutal to have this knocked off by half of a card, you know? Oh, man. In this case, though, I think we do this, and I suppose if they go, is like, you know, we keep Shepherd of the Flock, and one move we have is if they go for the Fairy Guidemother play, we can actually Shepherd back our own Trapped. Yeah, Mike points that out. Thanks, Mike. Uh, 80% is. Let's talk about. We'll talk about lowering getting greedy on land after this game, maybe. I really want to keep this Shepherd up, so we really don't have a 2-spell turn here. I want to go Flutter Fox. And yeah, I'm going to pass. I know that we're letting them have ramp for a turn, but I'm hoping they go for a Cauldron activation here. We got a Flutter Fox that's going to be annoying. I think they're going to go for Cauldron activation. Although they could wait till our turn, that would be the way to do it. Then we don't get to use this Shepherd mana on their turn, but people get impatient, so it's possible we'll see a Scaldron attempt on Camper's turn here, on Oppo's turn. Thanks, Phil. We're going to get him. We're turning this around. We're going to win 7. You'll see. You'll see. This is a 7 winner. Yeah, nothing. All bravado. Okay. I want to save this ritual till we have the Shepherd out as a creature, I think. They've got to use Scaldron this turn, right? They're going to use Scaldron on the old Flutter Fox. Let's trap the Acolyte. Yeah, we can swing Fox first. I want to make him use the Acolyte mana now. Although I guess if we attack first, yeah, we'll attack first. I'll attack with the Fox and make him use the Cauldron. Here comes the Cauldron. Well, now we got to decide whether we're saving Fox or Cauldron, because I still think, or Tower or Fox, because I do believe that they are still going to Cauldron the Fox. And with the Silver Flame Ritual, I'm actually more interested in keeping the Fox than the Tower, so I'm going to let that happen and hope that the Cauldron... Oh, I see what they're doing. Yeah, well, now we got to save it. Okay. I'm gonna save my Fox. Oh, now they get to punted in response to a missed line here. Yeah, this is all bad for me. Sorry, guys. Where's Dionysus? This is where I would punt myself. I'm pretty light on when I would punt myself, but this is a punt. It's especially a punt because we lose the Shepherd. Like, if we didn't lose the Shepherd as an option to cast, I would say it was, suboptimal, not great. But the fact that we explicitly lose the ability to cast the Shepherd makes that just a terrible, terrible play. If it had not been for that, it would have just been, it's another 1-for-1, you know, like, if we had just traded off 1-for-1 everywhere, I'd be okay with it, but that was not good. And now we have to decide whether we're trapping here or... but the other thing, look, folks, punts happen. Now let's see if we can win this game anyway, right? So we're going to move on, see if we can win this game anyway. It's going to be tough. They've got 5 cards to our 2. So we need a lot of help off the top of the library. And given that, I'm trying to decide how we're using this Trapped. And we've got a known Shepherd and known Youthful Knight coming. I guess we just have to trap the 2/3. Everything else we can at least trade with, and then if we get the ritual up, yeah, let's cut their mana, and because this is actually the toughest thing for a Youthful Knight to tangle with. Everything else, we can at least trade with this Youthful Knight, and we win this the Shepherd. Little could have been done differently, but certainly we don't bother trying to, like, we kind of just lost it all there, you know? Like, we lost it all. And all we got out of it was, like, a cauldron, and we could have, like, I think no matter what, that turn was going to go poorly for us, but I made choices that made it go about as poorly as it possibly could have, if that makes sense. Like, it could have gone less bad with some different choices there. Right. Exactly. That's what I mean, Woodrow. We just let it all happen. We like, what I should have done is save the tower. Because I've been looking at doing that anyway. If I had returned, so that's the answer. The correct play there is usher the tower to safety and let the play successfully eat the fox, and then have both Shepherd to cast and Tower to play. Yeah, but if we had used, we could have thought about it. And anyway, I think certainly the Cauldron play was right there on the table. I mean, that's part of the huge punt, is that I played into the Cauldron mana, like into the onboard. Yeah, Acolyte, trapping Acolyte before combat is almost something I did anyway. All right, that looks pretty good, but we can do a Desperation Silver Flame here, get the Youthful Knight to a 3/2, and then they still trade. Thank you, Oral. Welcome back yourself. I was streaming yesterday. Where were you? See you, Craig. Oh, that's interesting. Still isn't enough to... Well, they're not coming at us. Huh. We could just play out the 2/1 and then Silver Flame them both. We could save the Squire for its trick side. We can't Ritual and On Alert, though. And Ritual doesn't change anything. Well, I guess Ritual does make it so that Youthful Knight can't attack successfully, but it doesn't look like they were doing that anyway. I think the real problem is that we're going to face a Tree Folk soon. But yeah, and Mike points out, though, that that's a plan. So, like, we need to plan for this Tree Folk, and Mike's suggestion is play the Ritual, because then On Alert plus Youthful Knight actually eats a Tree Folk. Compelling argument, Mike. Also, now that the Youthful Knight, again, threatens at least a trade with the other Youthful Knight, perhaps they don't bother with that attack, find a land, and they try to focus on the Tree Folk angle. No, they're going for it. All right, no blocks. Yeah, Mensch, we'll deep dive into Dominaria and how to approach it. I'll try to do some refresher. Although I would point out, let's see, I always forget my own commands, but I think it's playlists. Playlists? Playlist? Ah, there we go. Every Dominaria draft I've ever done, back when it was available sometimes while we were streaming before. It's not many, but I do have Dominaria drafts up on YouTube that you can go watch after you're done watching me stream here and get yourself up to speed a bit on Dominaria before it even starts. Rocket? I'm sad that we're going to die too, but shut up. I don't know how we recover here. Yeah, Mabinap, I'm just like waiting to die now. I suppose I should come up with a plan, but we're so far behind. My plan is to draw off the top and see what plans might materialize from the top of our library. Yeah, Realm Cloaked Giant would be sweet. Man, he's such a wipeout. Well, smacks of a trick, but we've got one of our own. Maybe a Carver. I feel like it's Carver incoming. Trouble is with the Clover, their one trick becomes two tricks and beats ours. But maybe with 5, if it's Carver and we get 5, we can still block these and win. So I guess we block one of these and still win, even if they double up with Carver. And we'll take out the Rider, since it actually has an ability and Shepherd does not. Hopefully it's double Carver here, and we actually get to win against double Carver. Oh, it is double Carver, but they're not even going for taking out our knight. They're just going for max damage. Okay, well, I think that gives us a chance. 13 is pretty strong, yes, but we get to play our own Squire, and we can draw another creature. Trouble is that we got this flyer we're trying to deal with. This is how it's going too. I mean, I punted badly in this game, but back-to-back games now, we've drawn half of our 8 lands with 15 cards, and when we're drawing over 50% land, we can't really win with an aggro deck. But let's talk about it, because oh, you actually want to keep going? All right, fine. Not dead yet, says Mike. Fine, fine, fine. Here, this is for Mike.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
I think we're just like dead, but okay, Mike. Let's try it. Looks like we're dead. They're gonna combat trick it. Yeah, the banner is a reasonable way to say, hey, look, Ryan, you do have 16 sources, but I must still a little bit, you know, that's a reasonable argument. But we flooded or our curve is low are not good reasons, right? Mabinap, but if you cast both halves of it, the total spend is 3. 3 of your 35, right? And someone was talking about how they liked cycling, and I like cycling too, but it's also the reason why cycling isn't amazing is that it's not free. It uses 2 of your 35 available mana for the game. So here's a spot, though, where, like, Fairy Guide Mother is not going to be a 3-mana spell, because we're going to play it for 1 and not do the Gift of the Fae, you know? Oral says, do you think that adding a button in Arena to manually shuffle your deck would make people feel better? I know it sounds dumb, but psychologically I think it makes sense. You are not the first person to suggest that. It has come up, it always comes up jokingly / half seriously in discussions about how to approach the UI, but it truly would do nothing. All right, it would truly be a button that did nothing, and actually it would not do nothing. It would do something. It would reinforce to people that they were right, that they should, you know, that they should be doing what the you know, that it's important to shuffle. I think it's a bad thing to do. I don't think you want to do it, honestly. I just think you want to continue. Yeah, you don't want to support people's bad psychological habits by reinforcing them with that, I don't think. Oh yeah, here I'll change scenes. Let's go Battlefield right here. We'll go Guide Mother on Guide Mother so that Guide Mother can attack into this Pathlighter. If they want to trade Pathlighter for Guide Mother, I'm in for that, so let's offer that up. Next turn we get Flutter Fox and tap 2 creatures. Doubling up on food thanks to the clover, but maybe we can not give them the time to eat. Exactly, thank you. Nice 3-word summary from the Raymond. Don't support paranoia. Oh, interesting. All right. Well, with the second fox showing up, maybe we just go fox, attack with Youthful Knight, and then set up. If we draw a land, we go Tactician. We go Dizzying Swoop, Tactician, and then into Circle of Loyalty. Hopefully they just eat food. Yeah, that's great. If they're spending their 35 mana-ish to eat food here, that's good for us. Tactician does let us circle next turn. And I guess circling next turn does let us attack Guide Mothers into Pathlighter. You were certain that was Squire? They only had 2 mana. I'm going to go with double Fox, yeah. Yeah, if we try it, that's a good point, Mike. And he points out that if we do find a plains, we can still drop the circle. Yeah, we might do that anyway, Mike. We could do circle, even if we draw a land. Ooh, okay, well. Now let's just tap and attack. Oh, you want Linden Pass, really? I was gonna go tap him and attack. I guess we can wait a turn, Mike. Yeah, now it could be the double Squire. You're right. But if we... Oh, because the Squire could untap him. Okay, that's fair. We'll be safe. We'll play it safe. Mike points out that they had the Curious Pair play and didn't make it, so therefore it screams trick. So we're going to be cagey. Youthful... If we want to... We could attack with Youthful and say, if you want to use your double trick right now to take out the Youthful, go for it. I mean, Zebra, it's still reasonable to say, let's trade Youthful for the combat trick, because then this attack next turn gets crazy. Yeah. Well, Mike says let him waste the 3 mana. I kind of want to... Mike, what do you think of just letting him use it on the Youthful Knight so that we set up a really amazing attack next turn. Yeah, that does send up the price of Circle. That's a good call, Woodrow. All right, I think I'm going to just play it safe here. We'll just pass. I would, Mabinap, I was leaning towards it. And then declined based on Woodrow's observation that if we do lose the Knight, we don't have any possibility of Circle of Loyalty next turn. As it is, let's go Banner White. And now we can swoop a couple. We gotta tap the Griffin and the Guide Mother, because if they block, we want them to block with their Pathlighter. I don't think that's going to go well for them if we can drop this Circle. Wow. Still looks good for us. If they're going for food, they're at a 7, but we're about to drop Circle. And I don't think they can really beat that. They might scoop to this Circle. Yeah. Sorry, Oppo. I think this deck is better than 0-2. I'm going to try and prove that here. Yeah, I didn't do the math. I figured it was pretty lethal. All right. Looks good. Flying Fox on 2 is nice. A couple of removal spells and a good creature. But here's that 2-lander situation that can make you feel like you should be adding lands to your deck, right? Like, just give us some land. I mean, this is Magic. Praying for land or no land, one way or the other. Gonna light some paths here. I don't think there's any 2-mana counter spells. No, I guess, yeah, that the 3-mana or less one is still, Adventure is still a 3-mana counter spell. Now they could have a counter spell, and countering... Hey, Hodder, thank you for that. I'm worried that Archon is going to get countered, but I'm not going to sit here and not cast our spells. We're going to make him have it. Although we could just pass and say that we're in a pretty good spot. Right? Yeah, this is a pretty good start. All right, all right, Mike has chimed in with a suggestion for patience as well. I'm with it, especially because, yeah, we have Cauldron up, so if they try to come up with something with 3 toughness or less, we still get something to do with our mana. I'm gonna keep playing my lands. Now we might face a bake. Yeah, all right, if they're not gonna do anything, we'll... Okay, so it is a bake, but they waited so that we didn't get the Archon out this turn. But I still like the patience because we still have Cauldron up. Yeah, I'll still play land, but... Yeah, I can probably stop playing lands now because of something like Reaper. In anticipation of, like, the circle, though. I like having my mana up. Be able to make 2 play turns, etc. But I think we do start holding now. Yeah, it seems like they didn't say please, so we'll try to bait it with an outflank here. Or a casket. Yeah, let's try casket. Maybe they'll counter it. Then we can drop Archon, and it's really great. Nope. They're staying patient. We're in a battle of counterspell versus patience. Didn't feel like that was worth the cauldron. This might be. Although maybe we try to get him to counter the outflank or the tower here. Or even the Youthful Knight. Let's try the... I'll attack first. I thought about it, but yeah, I just didn't want to use the cauldron that way, Mabinap. Because one of the things I was trying to do is bait the counter, and cauldroning the flyer doesn't allow us to do anything to bait the counter after that. Now I like baiting with an additional threat. Like, they want to let a Youthful Knight land. Great. All right. I'm going to keep leaving cauldron. We have cauldron and outflank up here. Boy, they're baking a lot of pies in Oppo's deck here. Well, they're black-blue. I don't know how they're going to destroy a casket. I guess they could bounce it. Maybe there's some bounce in blue that could do that. The uncommon one. Well, that's gross, but at least it's a window where we can now pop the cauldron, take out probably the merfolk, actually. They're tapped out, but boy, we got to get them here because they're about to seriously reload. I mean, they've seriously reloaded and then scryed. Like, this is grim in many ways. Yeah, that's true, Mike, but then we pass on the opportunity to just use our cauldron mana now? That seems wrong. I think I just want to use the cauldron mana while we can. Uh-huh. Really? Must be so tiny. That's all right, we'll outflank. What? Did they not read? That was weird. That is not what I expected. I guess maybe they're at 7 life and they're just like, we gotta chump? I don't know. But now we have Shepherd and outflank. That's nice. Maybe they thought it was a trade. I don't know. It's one of the two, right? They either made a mistake and thought they were trading, or they just really didn't want to go any lower in life. Newbie, yeah, that's the thing. A 1 toughness dies pretty easily to outflank, even if we lose a creature or something. All right, we continue to expect a didn't say please up there, but we continue to have a decent set of stuff in our grip. Trouble is if we get Usher to Safety or On Alert hit by didn't say please, we lose the creature side as well. So what we really want is to get Trapped in a Tower or Outflank countered so that we get both sides of our adventure creatures. Oh yeah, got to remember that. I screw this up many times. You cannot shepherd your Archon back or hit it with On Alert because of its non-bow with your own combat tricks. Huh, okay. Rough, but actually, let's see. We might be able to do something here. So, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that is so close. Yeah, all right. Close. Close to just killing it. That's the thing. I just was staring at the... We had 6 points of first strike, but not 7. Still, we should be all right. Yeah, we get to... trap this in a tower. That should lock it down pretty darn good. Replay Youthful Knight, and then have Outflank. I mean, I could play Shepherd to have a higher power on board. I didn't really think that through. Probably, I don't know if this is correct or this is correct. I went with the first strike, but I didn't really think about it. I should have at least thought about it. Might have been correct to put more power on board. Yeah, Squire is nice with Youthful, although keep in mind we are still playing around. It didn't say please. We're going to try and get this Outflank countered and then follow with the Silver Flame. Yeah, they are carefully leaving up their didn't say please. What can we do about that? All right, so if we then... if we send in... yeah, it should still be fine, although we might... well, Mike, we could swing with the Youthful Knight. Okay, if we swing with the Youthful Knight, what happens? They could single block... they probably single block the Corridor Monitor. And then we try to outflank the Corridor Monitor. They didn't say please the outflank, and then we Silver Flame Squire... and it goes well for us. The downside is if they do choose to double block with Wicked Guardian and Corridor Monitor, then I think we lose the Youthful Knight, but we still have a Silver Flame Squire that we get both halves of. So I'm going to consider that. Yeah, we could also just lead with the Shepherd and see if they do that, because we still have the 4 left to do both sides of this. All right, I'm in for that. We'll see if they counter the Shepherd. But then I am going to attack with the Youthful Knight. And if they come up with the double block, so be it. Yeah, that's true. We could kill the Monitor, kill the Guardian, and bounce off the Monitor. That's what we'll do if they double block. Good call. Magic's hard. Thinking through all this stuff. Hey, we did it. Baited it out. Got what we wanted. Actually, let's make sure we don't want just extra damage. Oh, we can't. I forgot. I forgot. We can't target our own Archon. Yeah, that was a pretty good mill from them, but I still like our spot here. They're going to have to start tapping down our flyer. And then Youthful Knight can attack into the Guardian. So can the Shepherd, really. This land is not the best, but I'm going to play out the Silver Flame, both to see if they have more Didn't Say Please or whatever, but also to threaten, like... threaten that we have another outflank or something. So we can attack with both of these. If they want to trade off Guardian, that's fine. I'm going to play one land. We don't need to protect against Reaper at this point anyway. We're just going to play basically whatever we draw. Oppo keeps finding card draw. So we are battling incredible attrition from Oppo. Incredible card advantage. They're at 15 cards left in library to our 19. So they're +4 on lands, or on cards. That buys them some time for sure. Come on, deck. Gosh, that really was painful. Like, I'd love Queen or especially the Circle. That's and the Giant Killer. Circle and Giant are really rough to lose. That's not bad though. Any reason to wait? Because we might top deck another creature of our own. They might top deck a counterspell for the ritual. It also, I'm going to wait because it also gives us the downsides of waiting include them drawing counterspells, but they're out of cards. Mabinap. Yeah, they're tapped out, but they have no cards. So the question is, is this card right there? Something that stops this from working, because one of the reasons to wait is we get vigilance on these. Like, we wait till next turn, and maybe vigilance doesn't matter because we're at 20. Okay, I'll do it because life total isn't a concern for us. We've seen just the one. Let's see. We could attack here and we trade, because this is going to trade for something anyway, right? I think we offer a trade, yeah. I mean, it's going to trade with something anyway. Might as well offer it now. Uh-oh. They're hovering over the Archon. Makes me nervous. All right. Banner. I think we'll name white if it resolves. Yeah, I know. It just always makes me nervous whenever I see highlighting over my most important creature. It's usually nothing, but it's always just like, don't. Scribe to the top, that's terrible for us. I mean, at this point, with them at 2, it means they found an answer. Like, you don't keep anything on top unless it actually solves the problem here. Wow, okay. Or they can suicide? What? That was an answer, all right. It was an answer to how to die instantly. That was funny. Sorry, Oppo. I don't think that's what you meant. No, you can't turn it off. It's really that part of the philosophy, Croaker, behind that is to remind you that you're against a human, to give you know, to give the clear feeling that it's you against another human out there. All right. Give me a little bio break, and then we'll see if we can't rack up some more wins with this deck. I like it. It's just we stumbled out of the gate, so now we're trying to recover and doing okay with that, but got some work to do. So let me take a quick break, and then we'll try and do that work. Be right back. Hey all, thanks for waiting. What are we talking about? Thero's common black removal was just spoiled. Do tell. 4 black instant exile target creature. Just nice and simple. Exile probably matters a lot in the format, I imagine. Underworld suggests there's going to be some graveyard themes. Anyway, let's jump back in. I guess I get, but I also don't understand. I mean, you all understand that in a sleeve deck, your magic cards can withstand a riffle, a bridge shuffle, right? Like, oh, hold on. Trying to get a card. I've seen a guy do this with a beta Black Lotus to test it. And look, mint. It's a legit way to test that your Black Lotus that you're about to buy is not a fake. I don't. How often do you have to do that for it to permanently? You can unbend it the other way, though. That's anyway. Let's see. Let's just casket the knight. Probably just a no-value tactician. Man, we're up against all the clovers today. This is like the 3rd clover we've seen today. Is that right? I want to say it's the 3rd clover. Anyway, tactician for the 2/3 flyer, and then we get a lot of action here. Hey, queen. Yeah, let's just go queen here. Maybe we want... Let's take out Edgewall, though, first. And I think I'm actually going to casket it. I think there are... What do you think? What gets more things? What is the widely applicable removal spell? Cauldron or casket? Like, in other words, we should use the more restrictive one, the one with less application after this on the innkeeper. Yeah, Cauldron is more efficient. Maybe that's enough of a difference. Or at least a tiebreaker. Certainly is a reasonable tiebreaker, right? If they're close, go with the one that's more expensive. Going for a big pump. Big pump. And this is what I mean, right? Like, Cauldron takes out Carver, whereas Casket doesn't. That was the type of exploration I was at least trying to figure out in my head. We can't two-spell here unless we're willing to do a no-value Silverflame Squire. I like Casket Rider and except, well, maybe we do two spell because we've got this Ritual and this Linden. And if we draw a land, then we have the option of On Alert plus the Squire side of it. I'm going to go with the no-value Squire here to max out our mana, set up a good Silverflame Ritual. Pathlighter, yikes. Okay, well, we got our mana. Gonna send in Telegraph away here. Guess I should have played that first, but I couldn't because if they did do the block, then I wouldn't have the mana to Silverflame. So I was thinking that was a mistake, but actually it made sense. I couldn't to have the Squire play available. Let's trap. This dude in a tower. And send in. We'll let our squires trade, and of course we're going to save Linden. That was enough for Oppo. All right, well, we've at least, after an 0-2 start, we've made it to 50-50 minimum. Now let's see if we can push it to above 500. That are growing all directions, Mama. Growing up and out. Can I tell you that last night I cleaned my desk area? I'm processing a collection buy and really needed to tidy up my area so that I can keep isolated the collection I'm buying versus the stuff I've got and everything, and it feels so good to have a clean space, you know. I'm liking it. Oppo goes first. Whether or not we open on the giant killer without the chop down may depend on what land they play. I did not, Hannah. I have not. Any good? So, white. That makes me think we're probably not going to see major targets for chop down. They could be white-green. Like, if they had played a forest, I would actually hold for chop down. But basically, without a forest, I'm just going to play the giant killer here. Also, with Shepherd, if it comes to it, we can bounce it back to use the chop down later. Yeah, as Funky points out. And what do you mean, Mensch? How much does theme for you? I don't understand. I'm pretty fluent in autocorrect, but I didn't understand that one. Yeah, we're definitely playing Foxy here. Yeah, I'll check it out, Hannah. I'm looking. I haven't done a good start to finish show listen lately. Maybe I'll find some time for that. Trap it into a tower. That's pretty darn boring. We could tap it to be able to attack. I think we just do nothing here. Well, maybe I'll do an aggressive tap. Yeah, the trap sends the fox in the air, but it's such a weak target here. I'm also, again, worried about trapping white creatures early because the Guide Mother just lets them all go. And seeing green-white in particular makes me think adventure, so Guide Mother is very likely. So I'm actually going to play this more defensively. We'll say no attacks, and then we have a Shepherd for the save, as well as Giant Killer for tapping the Knight. Well, we called this out specifically. Where's that cauldron? I feel like the magic gods owe me my cauldron because we called this out specifically, so I'll assume that our cauldron is right around the corner. Scale of 1 to 7. How important is the flavor of a set to your experience when playing? Like 4 or 5. I don't, I don't need it to have amazing flavor to enjoy it, but it sure helps. Giant Killer is an instant. That's good. So we do get, if they make the carriage, if they animate the carriage, we get to shepherd back the Giant Killer and take it out. So that's cool. And for that requires 4 total mana, so we can't do anything else if we want that available. Interesting that they're not... I guess they want us... yeah, I guess it's just the white creatures holding off other white creatures. But I'm going to attack because I want them to find it in them to do the carriage. And with 4... we pay 1 to attack, and then we still can do the 4 mana. Oh yeah, they didn't have mana to attack. Good point. I'm smart. Yeah, it's just streaming just shows me again and again how complicated this game is and how much there is to track. There's all sorts of little details, and if you overlook one little detail, it could completely change what the correct line is in your head and what you see. I have a soft spot for Theros. Born of the Gods was my first set that I designed, that I was on the design team of at Wizards. Does Tower fall off carriage if you put it on? Yes, because it stops being a creature, and then Enchant Creature no longer functions. And also, it needs to be a creature on our turn for us to even put it on in the first place. Yeah, that's the plan. Return Giant Killer. There was a pause there. I wonder if that's just because they could technically recrew the carriage. I don't know if they have something in their hand or if that was a recrew the carriage pause. I guess we'll find out. I like Giant Killer, Shepherd, and then Fox or Outflank. I guess we keep up Outflank for that adversary. And we can just tower the adversary too. Maybe just do that. If they do have a Silverflame Squire, Outflank would not be enough to take out the adversary. So I'm going to go ahead and trap it. I didn't want to hold up flank as a solution because if we suspect that they have a Silverflame Squire, then Outflank no longer works. Yeah, I'm not worried about us attacking. I mean, we want to attack eventually, but... What a beast! Well, we're going to take a smack from that, but then we have control elements for that as well. Yeah, I'm worried, Fluffy. Let me tell you, playing these traps against white is nervous business. Do we want to offer a trade for this knight? And we could trade Shepherd for it. What does that get us? I think I'm going to trade the Shepherd because with these 1/1s, like, what else is it going to do? I mean, I guess there's things that buff our team. Yeah, that's the thing. It's Invincible is like, oh yeah, why don't we just use the pro-white blocker? Why am I dumb? Why am I dumb? This game is hard, that's why I'm dumb. Chat wins. Damage isn't prevented? I don't know what you mean. Don't do it? Oh, because of this. Wait. Combat damage that dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented, and so it prevents that damage. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we have to wait. But we'll get him next turn. We'll get him next time. Let's do that. Hold on. I'm just gonna say no blocks. This game. What are you gonna do? This game. So Oppo was being clever and almost got us, but Well, I was too dumb to even see the trap that they were setting for us, right? Like, I didn't even remember that I had a pro white that could block their white. I didn't even remember that. So then it took remembering that to fall into the trap, and then and then chat saves me. So yeah. All right. Sometimes chat saves you. All right. So let's drop a fox. That's nice because it makes the outflank even better. I could trap something in a tower, but I kind of want him to do that again and see if we can get him. Because if we can outflank the questing beast mid-attack, then we can put the Archon on the pro white and get what we want out of that. All right, they're only going to do that, and a little nervous because Outflank might not get the job done. So I'm going to do Outflank now so that if they have a pump spell, we can decide what kind of, whether we want to, like, because we can put the Shepherd on the Beast if we need to. So let's see if we need to put Shep on the Beast. Why can our Fox attack the Archon? It doesn't work. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. All right, they did have the trick, but we still get to trade Shepherd for it. Unless they have something else. This, I guess. I don't know. Oh, yeah? Is that you, Dirty Dom? That was a good game. Until you killed yourself. Good game. And we've all been there. We've all been there. We're still just kind of waiting now, though. I guess we could start attacking. Are we winning the race if we attack? Because we can tap down this and the foxes stop these. I guess we can attack. Played Cube with Brian Wong a couple days ago on Monday, and he hasn't played Magic in a while and doesn't know all the cards. And he's like, he looks at Questing Beast and is like, this has too many words on it. I'm just gonna pass it. And it's like, well, I said, hey, what if I just told you that none of the words are bad, and therefore you can just read until you're happy with the value proposition and stop. All right, we're going to their attackers, so let's tap something. We'll tap, tap this. Questing Beast is vintage cube worthy? Absolutely. Partly because of how it's a Planeswalker control card. The vintage cube is chock full of Planeswalkers, so anything that helps deal with Planeswalkers while being a powerful Magic card is a good one for that situation, I think. I guess we can trade off a Fox, and then we trap, like, Lonesome Unicorn in the tower. Trying trying to stay ahead on the race here is all. And if we just let that happen, if we let those attacks happen, then we aren't. Yeah, Master of the Wild Hunt can't be long for the Vintage Cube. I don't think it's very good in it. And another one that I think has got to go is the monstrous 2GG 5/5 or 4/4. I don't think that's particularly good either. Yeah, Poly K. Well, this helps the race, makes our Archon clock in for more. And I am going to trap that unicorn. It's not a great target, but we're running out of cards in hand and their life total is getting low, and I want to prevent the crackbacks. I guess we have Giant Killer control there, but Giant Killer will start handling Carver. Turning off mana is interesting, but is it really that important relative to the 3/3 versus 2/2? I think Oppo is not attacking with Archon because they don't want to give us attacks with Flutterfox, but yeah, I mean, they just don't want us to attack with Flutterfox, I think, is the bottom line. Do I think this set has seen the most mono decks? I mean, the most. It's tough to say. Like, I mean, if you're asking, is this the set that has been most conducive to monocolored limited decks in history? I think the competition is with Shadowmoor. And I don't know the answer. It's Shadowmoor or this one, though, for sure. Honestly, don't ever remember drafting a monocolored Theros deck. There was definitely monocolored Devotion decks in Constructed, but I don't recall mono being really a thing in Limited. Well, we're tapping that now. Would like to find a creature. Hey, that's a creature. Is there good taps this turn? Let's see if we go. That's the Archon is just all sorts of trouble, isn't it? But eventually we get to Alpha in the air, but with this food, it's not going to actually happen as soon as we'd like, I don't think. But if we do it now, we get a 3/3 and a 3/2 and a 4/2. Then if we attack and they block one of our 3s, the other one we get 7 through, but that's still not lethal. So since we can't attack in the air for lethal next turn through the food, I'm going to go ahead and wait, use Tactician for extra tapping, and then play the Tactician out next turn. I don't think that tapping does much except helps us with the race in the other direction. Like we can tap the Stalker and the Elder. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Mike. If we had been able to threaten lethal by playing out this as a 2/3 flyer, I would have, but we could not have threatened lethal, so I didn't bother. Oh, too late. A reasonable time to swoop Mike. But again, I just don't feel like mana matters. I mean, maybe they're going to do something huge, and I'll wish they only had 7 mana instead of 9 or whatever. But it just doesn't feel like it matters that much. But maybe it will. Again, a lot of things to do here. Pay for attackers, pay for food, that kind of thing. They can't block. Pro White can't block Pro White. I just feel lucky that we haven't run into a fairy guide mother yet to unlock Lonesome Unicorn or Adversary. Feels just very lucky that they haven't found that yet. We're going to tap the flyer blocker, of course. Oh, Pathlighter shows up at a nice time because it's going to make this Tactician bigger and give us quite an Air Force. So I think we're closing in on enough flyers to get this job done. We can't play Tactician, Pathlighter, and tap with Giant Killer, but we should still build up our Air Force. I think at 14 and them at 4, we have the cushion to not have the tapper active for their turn. It takes 2, though. We only have 1. Exploding Negator. Hopefully this is the... I don't know how we prevent dying tank from Oppo here. Prelude to a Scoop in G minor. No blocks. Can't fathom what they can have in this set to punish us for not blocking there. Now they need, like, multiple flyers, I think? Oh, that's good. Trapping that in a tower is a fine start. Is it enough, though? We still have a bunch. We have 4 flyers. They have 2 flyer blockers. So currently that's not enough. They need something else. So that's a start, but this needs to be something else. And I don't think it is, or I think that's what they're agonizing over here, but maybe... Really? Is there nothing better? Because they can't eat that food, right? So they're just dead? 1 mana away? Close, Oppo. Just making sure. They block 2... Can't block... Okay, they were... I just wanted to dot my I's and cross my T's there. I wasn't trying to slow roll, but trying to ensure that I had the victory I thought we had. All right, well, after an 0-2 start, we've rattled off 4 in the old double losers bracket, and that has enabled us to get above 500. Nice. I'll take it. Of course, 4 wins to 5 wins is the big jump in gems that we like to get. So hopefully we'll find a 5th win and get a nice chunk of change for our efforts today. $3x appetite. Would that have done it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We were at 14 though, so even that wouldn't have done it. What do we got here? Nice. Flutterfox on 2 instead of Squire. Just need 1 land, and then this whole hand starts to look very good. We're pretty far away from Circle of Loyalty, but that's all right. This would be a fine 6-land or 6-card hand without the circle. The fact that we have a circle to get to eventually is just gravy. Oh no, more white. Like, we've also been plagued by planes when we have 2 trapped in a tower and Archon, you know, worries about Archons. This looks good though. We're probably gonna go Flutterfox into Queen and then try to use the adventure. Another Clover. I just feel like we're in a Groundhog Day event here. Clover is pretty hyper scary for us, but we have a trick here. If I play the Queen, that's fine, but I'm gonna attack knowing that we have the trick. They probably don't block anyway. Which, of course, makes this Queen look suspicious, but maybe they'll just think I forgot and did the heuristic of playing creatures after combat. If they trap the Queen in a tower, we still get the triggered ability, so that's nice. Where do you want to put this Grange counter? Thus my trapped in a tower worries whenever I see white. Although, I think that play is actually good for us. Scaldron, interesting. Might save that in case of Archon if we can help it. I suppose putting... so a 3/3 flyer is a nice thing to have, but a 4/4 ground creature doesn't trade with Shepherd, which seems good. So those are the considerations. A Vigilant 4/4 on the ground is no joke. I think we're going to go with that. And then go Cauldron. Well, we don't even need to Cauldron ahead of attacks here. And now what do we want? I like Cauldron, and then we have Outflank Tactician or On Alert up. As well as Cauldron itself. Well, we could try Cauldroning here, but I'm going to go with the... Let's Tactician. See if we can just tap him down, get in a good attack next turn. They may have a Silverflame Squire of their own that kind of undoes what we're trying here, but we do have our own Silverflame... Ooh, and a Giant Killer. If they go for the Shepherd, we get to kill it with that. Also, with Scaldron, they don't really have... We can Scaldron in response. So we're in a good spot tactically here to be able to attack in and see what they want to do. Yeah, but if they have a Squire, we're gonna go for it, right? When we've got an open Cauldron, they can't cast Squire. Invincible speaks the truth. Yeah, Tony Romo as who knew? Tony Romo steps up and is like, "Hey, everybody, I'm an amazing NFL commentator. You didn't know that about me." All right, do we go down? I guess we can go shields down on having Cauldron available, but we can keep having Outflank up. So let's do that. Sport Cap. Yeah, we'll get that Spore Cap, no biggie. Got a lot of lines here as well, but I like... We're going to save this Guide Mother and just work on the strength of On Alert and Outflank on this turn and just send in. And also having the Cauldron open. Goal here is to kill a spider. I mean, I don't even know exactly how we're going to do this. We just have a lot of tools to do it. You get to decide. All right. I might have an outflank that we're playing around. Let's keep that in mind. We'll do like this here. And where do we want to go first? I think we start with outflank on Shepherd. Well, we can't do that now because I don't want Lyndon to die. So we're gonna make sure we save Lyndon here is job one. And again, they may have an outflank here, but if so, we can Silver Flame to save, and we can wait until after combat and Cauldron the Spider if the Silver Flame isn't necessary here. Did not see that coming, but Oppo probably is not going to see this coming either, so pretty hilarious. I mean, we could Scaldron it, but we get to use Giant Killer. Sorry, Oppo. Not sorry, Oppo. Yeah, they were just accepting, I think, that we could Scaldron that. But it seemed clear to me that that was the play. And then can we... What can we do? We can't tap this, unfortunately. Can we get in? We can just get in, though. We get in with a win, right? Yeah, I think we just win. Flying Lyndon plus Silver Flame should be enough. I mean, we could do circle. Like, there's a lot of ways to, a lot of ways to get the win there. All of it good. All right, nice. 5 wins after an 0-2 start. Let's go 0-2-7-0, huh? I like the old 0-2-7-0. I think we've done that once before on stream. No, I don't think we've resolved the circle yet. Right on, Mantuka. Nice job. Oh, all right. I did get I got a scoop in response. That's true. You are right, Woodrow. But it never resolved. I might have been technically correct. We have not resolved a circle. Just need a couple more planes and we'll be great. 2 Youthful Knights expecting to get counters is pretty sweet. But I'm expecting a planes and a turn 2 Lucky Clover here, based on how this day has been going. The Brute is loose. Giant Killer has some possibilities in black that make me want to keep it for the chop down. Sir Conrad leaps to mind. Wicked Guardian we could get if they have that. Not that Wicked Guardian is some major player in black decks, but it shows up. What else is out there for the Reaper? All right, not finding the land we want, but Oppo didn't manage much on their second turn, so that's good. You know, just make another knight. Thinking about, you know, someone was talking about should Wizards feel badly about failing to balance this, that, or the other limited format, and I was talking about how tough it is, and I was thinking about how the tiniest card changes can change a whole limited format. Like, I was looking at these Youthful Knights and their 1 toughness. Imagine if black in this set had a combat trick along the lines that we saw in, like, I think it was Ixalan, where it's like one target creature gets -1/-1, and one target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Like, that would be so devastating. But as it is, like, I feel pretty good about 1 toughness against black in the format. I mean, just these tiny, tiny things can change the texture of a format, is my point. And so it becomes very hard to balance it perfectly out of the gate, because one little tiny change to a file in the removal category can completely change what you think of the meta of of how the different cards in a format play out. With Oppo stuck on land, I'm going to go Flutterfox Giant Killer, because then if we find a land, we can consider Silverflame Ritualing, and we get a couple of extra. We get 4 total creatures. But also we can just start going, start tacticianing and getting in for a bunch of damage every turn. Style points from Oppo there. Unblockable Ginger Brute on their turn, on my turn. I am looking forward to Dom drafts on rank. Maybe we should make a run on rank with the free-to-play 2 account on Dominaria. Just see if we can get my free-to-play 2 account qualified for whatever. Get to Mythic. Yeah, if I want to make a push for rank at any point, we have to decide what account I do it from and whether or not it's cool, you know. Then I have to play off air on, you know, pushing it for it off air. I play limited off air anyway. I just don't do it from the free to play account. I don't think I have ever played limited on the primary account that wasn't on air. So I've kind of been trying to keep that going. Yeah, if we get a land, do we ritual or tactician? Good question. Maybe with that play, we tactician for a couple turns. Well, we didn't get a land, so I think we just tactician anyway. And the outflank is not a bad draw, because they're gonna... They might crack back? I don't know, we'll see. If they crack back, we get the outflank. I don't know if it's synergy or if it's just good, efficient value, Smock. Like... I mean, what's synergistic about these cards? About any combination of these cards? Silver Flame Ritual is synergistic with having creatures, but of course, you know. Now we can get a couple of tacticians out to make this circle cheaper. But I think we just keep on. I mean, how about winning? We could also just win. Are you in for winning? I'm in for win. Oh, shoot, I played the wrong one. Never mind. We'll win next time. You can punt that if you want. It might get... I mean, I just gave a... obviously, I intended to cast Dizzying Swoop here for the win. That was just a UI... a UI flake. So I'm not worried too much about it, although I should have... Yeah, I should have attacked with a knight. Sorry, I compounded my punt by getting rattled. I just rattled myself and repunted. But I think we'll be okay here. Punt, repunt. Where's Dionysus? Game is hard. It's hard to talk about it, and that's pretty common. Like... You're in your magic flow, you got your plan, you think you're doing your thing, and then something like that happens, and it throws you all off, and then you're more open to compounding those mistakes. So maybe I need to focus on trying to take deep breaths after... When I know I'm rattled, when I know a mistake rattled me, take a pause and reset. All right, well... Thanks, Oppo. I mean, Oppo got stuck on land. Oh, we're stuck on land too, though, so I guess I shouldn't, you know. Anyway, I will not mess it up this time, and we'll win the game, okay? Here we go. Free punts. Free punts. No consequence punts. Available 24/7 on YouTube. All right, let's do this, though. We've almost got there. After the 0-2 start, we're 6-2, looking for the 0-2 into 7-0. Ooh, what do we want to do here? We want to keep, but I really don't think we want to go Guide Mother into Squire. So I'm going to go Squire into Gift of the Fae, or am I just being... Maybe I'm just supposed to go 1-2. It just feels like these are very weak without using them for some of their effect. Yeah, I'm going to be greedy on this one, because we have the turn 2. Well, it's just about damage capability, right? And one of the reasons to wait is this, right? That this Squire comes down on 2, and there was no guarantee it could get through. And Guide Mother, sure, it could get through for 1 right now, but it's going to get the Squire through for 4 when it wasn't going to be able to get through at all. And we could wait again, but I don't think that's correct either. I'm going to go ahead and play the Squire. We got to get on board here. I'm glad you stuck around, War Furnace. Yeah, Torbrand plus Embercleave should not be an 0-3 deck, I agree. Ouch. That is Once Upon a Time by Air. We can put Grange counter on the Squire so it can attack through the pair, or we can put it on the Guide Mother to create a 2/2 flyer. Let's see what they want to do. With green-black, I think I'm going to not augment the flyer and make them have something. I mean, green-black just doesn't have a lot for the skies anyway. And although it's not like we have a play here, but that's fine. I'm gonna Grange the Squire. They do have Knight, but we'll trap that in the tower, or we out. But we have 2 pieces of removal. I'm not worried about the Foulmire. I'm worried about the other 6 cards that we won't be using these on. All right, well, Guide Mother is done attacking for now. Didn't even end up with a True Love's Kiss to try and manage this situation. Nope. We didn't end up with one in our pile, right? No, maybe we did and I cut it. It just seemed like we had so many cuts it was pretty obvious. So we might have one in the pile, but we definitely don't have it main deck. Flooding out at the wrong time, but let's trap the drawbridge in the tower so it can't block or give haste, and then we get the outflank to surprise him. Oh, I don't know why I attacked with the Guide Mother. That was just forgetting about the Ravens. A little minor punt there. Maybe they'll think we have pump for it or something. Now I've used up all of my removal, though, and we're flooding out badly, so... You know, this is what happened to us in our 2 losses, really. We started out flooding out badly, rattled off 6 wins, no problem, and now we're flooding out badly. So maybe the deck is good as long as we're not flooding out badly. Well, that was kind of the kicker. We had Squire on Adversary and Guide Mother on Foulmire, so I thought we were okay. But that just clocked us badly, and I think we're done for. But after an 0-2 start, ending up 6-3 seems great to me. We have Profit, and the deck is just laughing at it. I mean, this is funny. Like this, we flooded horribly 3 games this event, and we won the other 6 handily. Right? I mean, yeah. I mean, we do have the tower, the circle for mana sinks, and maybe at 13, in case we draw the circle, we should hang tight here for at least another turn or 2. But yeah, 10 of our lands after 14 cards is a little much. is about it though. We need to draw like circle or removal off the top, or we're done. I'm gonna scoop it up. It's almost noon anyway. Hey, well, Circle's like, hey, I heard you needed me. Yes, yes, we do. Although we can't. We still need to jump right now. Is the funny thing. They kill it, we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. All right. I mean, no, it's not. I think it's a tap, right? It's tap. I didn't look, but I think we had to tap it. I don't think it was just 2 dudes per turn. So yeah, I mean, come on. Not going to be no salt today. The deck performed incredibly well whenever we weren't flooding heavily. So we took some variance losses and picked up 6 wins outside of that. And some of those wins were pretty tight. Some of those wins were pretty embarrassing. Some of those wins, we took some free punts. But we got ourselves profit with 6 wins. So we'll celebrate that here. I'm going to try. Where'd it go? Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, it's not in soapbox mode here. Hold on. Wait, I got to go over here to get it. Or can I? There it is. Yeah, that was fun. Fun to come back from 0-2 to pick up profit. Not going to complain at all. That was fun. Good deck, good matches, and what do you know? Sometimes you flood out and lose some games. Yeah, Jay is out this Friday, so we're not going to be talking to Jay tomorrow, but we'll decide what we want to do. If we want to do a little extra afternoon stuff, or maybe I'll just take the afternoon off. There's a standard shakeup, so maybe I'll make some decks. Let's do some standard shakeup tomorrow. How about that? Those of you who want to do some battles with me, make a standard shakeup deck. I'll make some standard shakeup decks, and we'll play some of that tomorrow after we draft. How about that? And in the meantime, I'll say goodbye to YouTubers right now, and we'll find somebody to raid. See ya, YouTube.